Abraham was told, your generation will be like the stars of heaven. And after some time, the generation of Shokwa increased. And Shokwa now told his people that, look, this is a conversation we had with Tatom. And therefore the Shokwa revered the Tatom. Now I want to talk briefly on the Obey court. It's one of the customs of the Atyap people. Now the Obey court is believed to be a code of conduct that was meant to enshrine discipline and decorum within the society. When young males who are growing up, they get to a certain stage that they are initiated into the Obey court. The process of initiation is supposed to depict that you are now a man old enough to be responsible. But one of the conditions is that you must be able to keep secrets. So anybody that had verbal diarrhea, now people like that were usually not initiated because they can't keep secrets. Now, I have said that the boy was like a code of conduct. Whenever anybody was known to have some bad behavior, or women that were not subjected to their husbands, they were usually punished by the Obey court. The process of initiation, the young people that are to be initiated are taken to the Obey shrine and stay overnight. And while they are there, they are told all what is expected of an adult Atyap person. And they need to keep secrets. After that process, they take the oath of secrecy. And the following day, they are brought out during an excellent festival that is organized. And usually, those youths that were stubborn were severely dealt with. And sometimes, they don't even come out alive. So any person who is initiated into the Obey court has signed the oath of secrecy and therefore cannot talk just anyhow. Certain things, he must not say them where women are or people who have not been initiated. So that shows he is matured and can take responsibilities. Now, the Atyap also had certain socio-cultural practices which were actually meant to toughen and make people responsible within the society. There was the Southern Kaduna, Shero. Now, you had people, young men of the same age bracket, from one clan. It's like this wrestling, a contest between the clans. Now, usually, youths from the Abad would challenge the youths from Minyam, particularly where you are marrying, taking your wives. Of course, I'll be talking of marriage shortly. And the Ngani was meant to find out who are the brave and people who had heroic tendencies. So that was essentially what it was meant for, just like the current wrestling of our days. There was also the Akat hunting expedition. The hunting expedition were in categories. There was the regional, there was the clan, and then the sub-clan, or even the family level hunting expedition. The regional one was usually held once or twice yearly, and the purpose of it was to comb the bushes and ensure that the place was secured. So the Atyap can call the Ogorok, the Tamir, the Sholia, and then the Miango people. And then they move and meet at a certain central spot. Now by so doing, if you had enemies that were hiding anywhere, they will all be come up and ensure that the place is secured. Of course, you can imagine if this is a Binatyap, Binaguat, a Sholia, a Tamir, and then you have Miango, the other axis. You are all moving together towards a central spot. Whatever thing that is there in the bushes will be combed out. So you can imagine if we are having something like that now, we can't have anybody hiding within our bushes to terrorize us, to attack us. So these were traditions, these were things that the Atyap were doing to ensure security of the Atyap and their neighbors were doing to ensure the security of the place. There were certain festivals that were being celebrated. Some Ayet, just like the Karu people have organized this program here. Now, the Ayet was a festival that was held towards the end of the dry season, signaling the commencement of the rainy season. Now, there were things that were done at that time. The women were being instructed what was called the Toyuan. They had a certain kind of dress that they were wearing during that period. It was a period when women were not allowed under any condition, whatever the level of the quarrel is, to leave their husbands. They were barred from moving away. And they were not allowed to travel unnecessarily. At the end of the that sober or morning period, when they were wearing the Toyuan, the Ayet was terminated with a great festival where the women will now remove the Toyuan and wear their normal dresses of the Jebuan and Tyap and whatever. Now the purpose was for the women to stay with their husbands because the rainy season was approaching. If for any reason, and of course, there were plans will be making. If you allow a woman to travel back to her place, especially if she was not of the Atyap origin, she's likely going to discuss some of the secrets that were being discussed around. She'll go and lead them up. So they were restricted from such movement. There was also the anak when an elderly man dies. Not just any elderly man, an elderly man that was a hero. He will be buried normally, but then there is a time like a ceremony, a remembrance or a memorial, where all the daughters from that family that are married outside, or sometimes even from the clan, they will come along with their singing groups, like Gugwa. If she's coming, she comes with maybe 1 or 2 girls, and she has her because she's coming with her people to come and grace the Anak. And you know, if you have ever attended a Yoruba ceremony, you find out that virtually all the ladies from that family that are married outside, everybody has their own tent, their canopy, where they are receiving their guests. So the Atyap were also doing that during the Anak ceremony. Now, the Oku and Shokwa had their own way of celebrating Anak, a little bit different from the other clans of Atyap. Theirs was referred to as the Oswa. Again, just like the Oboi, the Oswa was also an avenue to instill discipline. One of the songs was that so now, like I said, it was a ceremony that was meant to instill discipline, where you have people dancing naked. But of course, as a man, if there is any erection, then you die. So this was supposed to instill discipline in you, that if you can stay, you can dance with your mother, with your sisters, there is no sexual temptation that will ever overtake you. So it was not just for the fun of it, but it was for the purpose of discipline. I'll quickly talk about marriage. Of course, the Atyap, just like any other tribe within the Benue Congo group of languages, had three types of marriages, where a man marries, an unmarried man marries an unmarried girl, and then a man can inherit the widow of his relation, or can elope with a woman who is married. So there were these three categories of marriages in a village. The first type is also described as Nyanya. If you visited your friend and a child is born, if that child is a girl, and you have a young boy in your house, you can now book that child, that girl, small girl, for your own child, and Dabalala. Now, if you are the first person, and you continue observing that girl up to when she gets to the an age close to marriage, and of course you do the normal farm work, where and sometimes the Kamniat could last for up to 7 years. Every year you go to the house of the betrothed and farm for 4 or 5 days, then go back. Now, it was not only farming during the rainy season. During the dry season, ya kamata achap chiat, anando asentat nyuyangu. So you are already saying that yes, you are a responsible man. Now, your ability to farm will tell everybody that yes, if you eventually marry their daughter, you take care of her. Then the second, of course, by the time you have finished the farm work, then the debt is fixed. You finish all the rights. You farm for the man, you make the room for the mother, and of course, you bring a female goat, which is also given to the mother. So all those rights, when they are completed, a debt is fixed. And when that debt is fixed, they now tell the supposed husband who gets his friends ready, and they'll send the girl to the market or send her to the stream to go and fetch water, and you and your friends will go and waylay her, and as she comes, she's whisked away. Because so you need strong and brave young men that will carry her. In spite of all those, you run with her, and when you are tired, you hand her over to the next person until she's taken down home. The other type of marriage is when the husband of a woman dies. Traditionally, it is the younger brother that is supposed to inherit the wife of the late brother. Seniors are usually not allowed, they are not permitted to inherit. They're supposed to be a younger person. And in that case, there may be no bride price paid because she's already part and parcel of the family. You recall the Jews asked Jesus sometimes that this man had a wife, he died, and his brother took over. He died, another one took over. So at the resurrection, whose wife would she be? And Jesus said, well, there is nothing like marriage in heaven. And there's nothing like that. In other words, I'm trying to say that this practice by the Atyap is not only peculiar to the Atyap, you find it even among other tribes. The Atyap had certain core values. A woman that is married at first, after all the rites, any other man can elope with her. Of course, you know that you might not be the only person that will be going chasing that woman. So, whoever eventually marries her, the other person will not give up. And that is why you realize that women will marry in this place, then leave, go and marry somewhere else. You know, some of us here probably have siblings that were the same mother but were not the same father. So it was something that was common. Now, these things were happening before the advent of Christianity. Because I can imagine people now saying, but where is, why this thing is dirty, is this, is that. It was before the advent of Christianity. And when Christianity came, of course, we know that most of these things were dropped. Now, talking about the core values of the Atyap. There is this, the Atyap had a position. Parents do not inherit the property of a late child. When that person has children, he has a wife, he has children, they are the ones who inherit. It is so shocking you hear Kayunku at your near Manganyu, meanwhile, you be man. It is wrong to inherit anything that somebody dies, leaving his children behind. They are the ones who inherit. The next one was the next thing is integrity. The typical Atyap has integrity. Now, if you had a lazy person in your family, you want to preserve the name of the family. Kaba, Kachetu Kwat, Akankainda Sarai, Okuman and Yuka, when you are now found Yak, Maban, who are now sitting Maban at your new Danian Koshi, but Okuma may another fan, allow Juna Shai. I'm not telling you, and I have the bang, you may have fuel while you talk. So the Atyap had that integrity. We have a royal father that is upholding that integrity. He is a peacemaker. He has made a lot of sacrifice for Atyap to live in peace. Peace that we are enjoying in Atyap. Your Highness, may you live long. Then there was this act of bravery, and that is why there was the initiation, so that you are informed about your role as a Atyap. Now, the worst thing a Atyap person can do is to say that Ayet Atyap, Ayet Oli, Amakaya, Swachet and Malia. That's a peak of irresponsibility. It's not something that the Atyap are known for. So I enjoin every one of us here to make sure you provide for your family as God provides. Amen. The Atyap hates laziness. Thank you so much for this opportunity to make this presentation. Thank you.